me ask you this, Denise. Is there anything, because I know, of course, we've done a podcast in the past, but is it like any updates in regards when it comes to business structure that you would want to share with the audience on this podcast, or anything in regards to taxes or bookkeeping or payroll that entrepreneurs and business owners should be informed of now in 2025 that we didn't talk about maybe in the last podcast? Is there anything new or any updates, anything?
One of the things that I really feel like I should bring up, and the reason why is because I've noticed this during this tax season, that not really for entrepreneurs, but in people who work.
Okay.
They have a job.
Okay.
One of the things that I noticed with their taxes is that people are not updating and doing their W-4s properly. And so what I tell people is your W-4 is truly important, and your state form when you're putting that in with your jobs.
Okay.
And I notice a lot of people are messing up with that. And so I did a step-by-step video on YouTube to show people how to fill that out and what they should put on there. And one tip that I want to give to people when doing that, do not ever claim exempt, because most people are forgetting to not go exempt after they keep saying, oh, I'm gonna go exempt for 6 months and then not go exempt, and then sometimes they forget.
Okay.
And the problem is with the tax laws and the tax changes going so frequently, and is about to be changed again, whereas though people need to understand that that is going to hurt you in the long run, where you don't have the money to pay. You end up having to owe the IRS on a monthly basis. And what I tell people is, you're going exempt from not paying, and you're saying, I don't want to pay no taxes throughout the year and I'll just deal with it at the end. But then you have to make a payment plan.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, you're paying every single month, so why not just let it come out your check? Instead of them taxing you, and then you're paying triple the amount that you would have paid just because you're making a monthly payment. People don't realize they're really paying triple the amount that they owe when they do monthly payments than they would if they could have just paid it.
Yeah, gotcha. That's huge. That's huge there.
And the other thing I say, not just with that portion, but I also tell people, a lot of times people don't have money for bookkeeping. Okay. So I also did a video on how you can take your actual bank account and turn it into an Excel. I even showed you how to formalize it, where it will automatically get you a P&L straight from your Excel spreadsheet. And I'll put that on the YouTube step by step, so they can actually do that if you don't have the money to pay a bookkeeper.
Wow, yeah. We're going to put a link as well in the description over to Denise's YouTube channel as well, okay? So you said basically turn your bank account?
So you will go, because everybody, but some people don't realize is every bank that's out here, you have a way to go in and you can see all your transactions.
Right.
Now some banks, like I know Navy Federal is one of them, who you can't do the full year. You have to do it 3 months at a time.
Right.
So with some of them, you can go and turn your statement, your transactions into an Excel spreadsheet. And then what you would do is put the formula in. The formula would then put it in. So then you would go through, so like say your meals, if you go, say, I'm going to use McDonald's as an example. Say you went to McDonald's, that's meals and entertainment. So now at the end, when you formalize everything, you can see the total amounts for each one of your transactions. So then when you get ready to do your taxes, your P&L is done. And it's all done within, I literally did it online, and we took all of 12 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And so they could go right on there in 12 minutes and be done, and here go my P&L.
Wow, that's a new discovery for me there as well. Wow. Let's talk about this, Denise. Could you talk about some of the write-offs that a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners may not necessarily be aware of when it comes to taxes and things of that nature?
Yes. So there's a lot, especially with the travel. There's so many expenses that you can write off. Like, people don't realize, okay, when you go pay for bags at the airport, that's a write-off. Okay. You got your luggage. You got to pay for that. Your airline tickets. And that's why I tell people on the side with having, like you said, I had the travel business, because with the travel business, I now can write these things off. Now, the only problem when it comes to write-offs is if you don't have a business, you can't write nothing off. Right. Whereas though before you used to be able to with a job, but now you have to have a business to be able to do write-offs. So that's why I tell people it's important to have a business. And plus at this time, everybody need to have a business. You cannot depend on no job for nothing these days. It's like he doing this, like the TV show, you're fired. So at this point, you really need to have a plan B on the side. I don't care what it is. If it's making lemonade, whatever you want to do, you need to be doing something on the side to make some extra money, and everything that you do, you can use that as expenses. That is what our president does. That's how he saves on taxes. He takes everything he do and turn it off. And one thing I really want to talk about that I don't want to forget is 401k. There is so many people that I see that has jobs, and they then go and try to pull from their 401k and start owing all this money at the end of the year. I want to tell y'all, go get a Roth IRA, please, and where you don't have those penalties, so you're not paying so much taxes on it at the end of the year. So you can still have your 401. I don't want to tell people not to do it, but get that Roth, so then you can have that where they don't have penalize you if you pulling from that money. So do that, and if you are a business owner, do that on your own, so you don't have those. You can, without those penalties that's attached to it.
Gotcha.